I'm not gonna lie, part of this extra drive and like trying to find and like really trying to push the new men the growing my mentality to be better, to work out better and stuff and think better of myself is honestly part of it is coming from watching fucking VTubers and stuff playing games and like you can only watch fucking like young ladies from Japan like actively going into video games that like they don't know and like they're going in blind and like they're not very good at and like dying over and over and over and over even more than you probably did and never losing that confidence, never losing that sense of, well, I just got to get better at it. I know what I got to do, I just got to make it happen, and then eventually doing it because they just kept going at it and they never stopped trying to have fun the whole time. And finally going, you know what? Maybe that's why they're having fun when people in the chat might be bitching and moaning and like talking about how where they gave up or where they got annoyed and stuff like that. Because they don't give up. They're just going at it. They're fucking like fucking going through Donkey Kong Country and struggling on something that like even as a kid I didn't die too much to, but going at it infinitely longer than I do on some stuff now. It really puts shit in perspective, you know? And they're not, yeah, they're just here for a good time and they're not gonna run away, and they're not gonna run away from a challenge. They're gonna just get better at it. Fucking Corone went through 20 plus hours of the NES version of Dragon's Lair. An objectively badly made game. Never once letting it get to her and just practicing and getting better and better and better and better until she finally had the run that worked out. She did that when people our age and older and even younger, when people like our age who go on and on about the golden era of hard video games. Did I say objective or subjective? If I said subjective, I meant objective. Because that game is just actively just badly designed and doesn't work the way it's supposed to. That game is the epitome of fuck it, we need a version for everything. Like that game was very much like oozes the aura of, well, we gotta have a version of this game for the home console. Slap something together. I don't goddamn know. Don't let the actual creator of Dragon's Lair see you. Hide it under your desk. He'll fucking murder you if he knows that you're using his IP for this shit. But yeah, like, she can play shit like, she played that with more determination and more understanding of how to get better and how to get better at things than fucking people playing wonderfully made and like lovingly programmed games that actually have healthy challenge. Games that are actually designed to be a very healthy challenge, but people will bitch about that as if like they're playing something like Dragon's Lair. And yet she just goes through it, she just rolls it. Like, it really puts shit in perspective. It was like, maybe I should change my mentality on shit and work to get better. What if I just do that? I just kind of swam into him. Cause when something is actually just badly designed and stuff like that, you'll know it when you see it. It's not gonna sneak up on you. That shit's just plain as day. But if you're just not doing good at something, you'll get better at it. But you gotta want to get better. That's why that's why like every time I find myself complaining when I'm having trouble with something, and then I start, you know, I blame the game or something like that, especially if it's a game I was having fun with, I try and stop myself, because it's like, no, I'm only saying that because I'm mad. Because the moment you start blaming the game, you start just the moment you automatically resort to blaming the game is the moment you're never going to get better. Like once that's your go-to explanation for why this didn't work, that's it, you're done. You will now never get better. And that is precisely why I eventually stopped watching a lot of certain like streamers and stuff, like Vinny and stuff like that, because eventually it became like, wait a second, this is just self-perpetuate. This is the epitome of the shit. This is the epitome of why good games get overlooked. Why so many good games get overlooked, because the very people who would go on and complain about people complaining do most of the complaining. But at the same time, seeing people like that made me start going like, you know what? I want to be better than that. I don't want to sit here and do that shit that they do. Now here I am. Remember. Go, go, go! Oh, not good enough. But better. But better. Quite a bit better, actually. There's definitely spots that I got hung up on. And if I can get past one of those rotating spots like quickly, at least one of them, if I can get past one of them better, then that should give me a little bit of a leg up. But that secondary, the time trials are built for playing through the game, playing through the level as it's designed as fast as possible. So first I must improve on how can I do the level properly faster before I look at how can I skip parts of before I can look at how can I skip parts of the level. One at a time. Which is another thing that I always notice, because like, thank goodness most of the people who do these things in the Japanese and like VTuber streams, especially like foreign VTuber streams, are all Americans, because most of the time they won't be able to read the fact that a lot of people are like, for games that they don't even know, immediately going to trying to tell them cheating strats. It's like, that's not going to help them. That's going to confuse them more, because now they're not going to learn how to, because if they can't do that strat, because if they can't do the cheese, then they're also not learning how to do the level proper. So you're actually fucking them up by telling them the cheese, because now they're going to focus on the cheese and they're not going to learn the actual stage. So that if the cheese doesn't work, or if they go, nah, I don't like this. Okay, I don't have to go down there. I can go up. So that if they go... Can't make that. It's alright. There we go. That's good. That works. Ooh, nice, made it. All right, we're in good. We're in good shape. We're in good shape. Worth it. Worth it. Wait. Do I already have the gold here? I don't! What the fuck is the time then? What could the time possibly... Wow! That wasn't a gold? I fucking skipped one of the rotating things. I skipped one of the rotating things. I flew through a bunch of that stuff, and then I damage boosted in the end. Multiple times. Wow, 115? Maybe, you know what? I would be surprised if it probably is like, it's probably like sub 115, probably. I probably missed it by like a hair. Whatever. I think there's another one I got. Well, I wouldn't be surprised. I'm actually curious. Fuck. You motherfuckers couldn't have put it at 116? You couldn't have done 116. You had to be that fucking specific. Motherfuckers. Oh, well now I have to go back in. Also, what you're talking about, yeah, that's another thing. That can be hard. That's something I actually struggle with here. In like a reverse, in here where like I tend to like, you know, like I've always been a very deliberate and like patient type of person with how I play games. So I've never had the struggle of, so I've never really been one to have the struggle of like trying to rush through everything and getting hurt because I'm trying to rush. But then when it comes to trying to do other more complicated stuff, I also would, you know, I panic. I'm like, so like, it's so like similar but different. I get exactly what you're saying, but I think I've dealt with like a slightly different version of it because of the way my mind works. So it's weird. So it's like I get exactly what you're saying, but like I don't know what I'm trying to say here. Either I get you. even going into this, it becomes a lot of like, I gotta remind myself that sometimes it's like, you know, even like, you know, actual longtime speedrunners will tell you, you know, sometimes you got, if you're trying to go fast, sometimes you gotta go slow to go fast. Sometimes the fastest and most, a lot of times sometimes the fastest and most efficient way of doing something involves stopping for a hot second. No. That's all right. Ooh. Oh, why'd I do that? I should have just damage boosted. I did it though. I did it though. Whatever. I completely forgot that was the very end, so I could have just boosted through that shit. Whatever. Whatever works.